I'm hoping he's not injury prone like he has been, but
He's played 50 games the last 2 years. He's been off with a concussion since March.
yeah,
So
that's a gamble. They
Yes,
must
it
see
is.
something in him, Tim. But anyway, Mary Claire, I'll let you get started. Sorry for
Okay,
talking.
yes, thank you
Sorry.
very much.
You know,
It is,
you know those bankers. You remember Mr. Mooney from I Love Lucy?
Here
They
we
like
go.
to talk.
Thanks, Carmen.
it's 6:01. I'd like to call this meeting of the Thorold Active Transportation Advisory Committee to order. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. This is our last official meeting of this committee. As the minutes from this meeting will make its way to the Thorold City Council for their information. If we meet again, it will be under whatever circumstances may require that, but there would definitely be no other meeting beyond September. But this is, our discussion was that this would be our last meeting of this particular committee. So thank you everyone for attending. And I want to begin by saying thank you everyone for your service over the last 4 years to the Thorold Active Transportation Advisory Committee. It has been amazing and it has been an honor working with all of you. Adoption of the agenda. That the Thorold Active Transportation Committee adopt the agenda as presented for today's meeting. Moved by, thank you so much, Dean. Seconded by, thank you so much, Beate. We appreciate that. Okay. Adoption of the minutes. I had a chance to look them over. I hope everyone else did. That the minutes from the meeting held on June 15th, 2022 be adopted. Moved by, thank you, Dean, and seconded by, thank you, Beate. All right, wonderful. Declarations of pecuniary interest. Anybody have any conflict of interest? Seeing none, thank you. Correspondence. I just wanted to share with you an email I received from the superintendent for our area, Kelly Pisak, and her executive assistant, Jennifer Reed. So I had sent them a voicemail following the bike safety and education program. And the response was, we're always happy to support the bike safety program through Heart Niagara and the city of Thorold, as we do feel it is beneficial to our students. We are very pleased to hear that it was a success and that many of the grade 6 students participated. Thank you again for reaching out to us and offering this great program to our students. So it was very nice to hear from them, and I wanted to share that with you. We have, thank you very much. We have Councillor Tim Whalen with us today. He's going to give us an update on the Niagara Region Transportation as he sits on that committee. Mr. Whalen?
Thanks very much, Mary Claire. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here tonight. Of course, as a regional council for Thorold, but also I'm wearing my other hat tonight because I'm Thorold's representative on the Regional Transit Committee. We're a brand new committee. We've met once to date, and we're in the process of getting our organization up and running. As months ahead, we'll see major, fantastic things to the major bus line here in Niagara. Today, we've only, like I say, we've had one meeting. We selected our chair, which is Walter Senzik from the city of St. Catharines, and Wayne Furtick from Grimsby as our vice chair. Our next challenge from here will be put management into place, as well as employees into positions, connect bus lines, and so much more to integrate one bus line in Niagara. So today I wanted to update on you just where we are to date and get some advice from this committee, whether they have any direction as to concerns that could better Thorold Transit and that of the region. Today, Thorold has one small bus line that's supplied by the city of St. Catharines, which does not service many of the areas of Thorold. Today, as we see, Niagara has 3 major bus lines in St. Catharines, Welland, and Niagara Falls. As well, there's some small services in, like I say, in Thorold, Pelham, and Fort Erie, and so on. Well, as of January the 1st, 2023, we'll all be rolled into one service in Niagara. We'll have one bus line that will take over all the other municipal lines. At this time, you'll be able to board one bus and take you anywhere from Grimsby to Fort Erie, and from lake to lake and everywhere in between. From there, regional transit will connect you to all the transit that can further your ride to Thorold, Ontario, and connect to other parts of Canada and USA. On the plus side, the hub for the regional transit is proposed here in Thorold. At present, the independent bus lines connect somewhat between Niagara College, Brock University, and irregular transits in between. But as of January, a whole new world will open up, and transit will be making it more accessible for everyone here in Niagara communities. You might ask yourself, well, how's one big bus going to cover all those areas as they do in the city streets presently? Well, it'll be covered by different aspects. Presently, we've got a pilot project underway in Port Colborne, Waynflete, Fort Erie. That area is being called on-demand busing. I don't know whether you've noticed around the region of Niagara, a little blue van that has printed on the side Niagara ODT. This stands for Niagara On-Demand Transit. This is possibly what Thorold will have with a mix of regular buses comparable to what we've got right now, and integrate the small on-demand service for rural areas and less demand areas of Thorold. If there are areas that do not demand high ridership, they'll be serviced by a van. It could be called and pick you up at your driveway and take you where you want to go. This would be comparable to a taxi, but at comparable bus fees. The routes are still to be determined, but all buses will be offset with transit also for everyone with any disabilities. On another scale, the region has also set up a new pilot taxi through EMS. I know hopefully none of you had to use this service, because what you do is you'd be calling 911. And since last January, this placement replaces an ambulance. If you need medical assistance and you call 911, the operator will ask you if you need any major assistance. Let's say you cut your finger and you have to go to the hospital because you don't have any way of getting there. So you call 911. The operator will do their due diligence and ask if you need a ride and put you through the hospital triage, the same as you would at the hospital. If a minor problem, a taxi will pick you up and take you to the hospital, to one of the Niagara hospitals through EMS, projecting an annual cost for the service could be around $10,000. Like I say, it's been in service since January, and it's cost about $5,000 year to date for half a year. It'll save the taxpayer roughly about $200,000 annually, because we don't have to send an ambulance with 2 attendees and much cost of the vehicle. So this is a nutshell what we've got going. So you see much is happening in Niagara with respect to transit. So from here, does anybody have any questions or any recommendations? Hopefully we're looking forward to get some vibes from this committee, just what you might see, what you feel is needed. So Mary Claire, through you, if I can take some questions.
Carmen?
Through you, Mary Claire. Tim, have they costed it out yet as to the comparison of the old system and the new system, or?
Is it a total new trust line or the new EMS?
No, the whole program, the whole transit system.
Not yet, no.
Okay.
So there's much to be decided upon. Like I say, we have to integrate all 3 systems as well as all the minor systems. Of course, something like this won't make money, Carmen. Just like
I just, you know what I hope, Tim, and I brought this up before.
Yes.
I just hope it doesn't get too top heavy, just like the hospitals and the health system. I hope it trickles down to the actual, like the on-demand service is great. That's a great initiative. I've wanted that for years. There's some communities that have no busing at all and just do on-demand.
Yeah. Well, especially where you live out in the rural area, Carmen. So
right.
Instead of sending a big bus out there that
right.
An expensive big bus, they'll send a little van, which is fitted for like a 1 or 2 ridership and a lot less cheaper at the long run. But
yeah, no, I agree with that. That's a great initiative.
And as far as regional busing, we're not quite breaking even, but it's not that costly as it stands right now. So hopefully that's going to carry on. And plus the fact that it'll connect with Go Transit and so on. So if you're working in Wayne or live in Waynflete, you'll work in Grimsby, at least you'll have a way to get there finally.
Right. So now, Tim, the people on the commission that Senzic's going to be leading, they're all paid positions, I would think.
No, not this committee. No.
Oh, they're not. Okay.
No, I don't believe so. Nobody mentioned that we were getting paid. So no, it's just all volunteers.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Tim. Great job. Thanks for the presentation and some great initiatives. Yeah.
So hopefully there are big and better things to come over the next few months. And they say come January, we're proposing it will be in place by January. So a lot of work to be done in the meantime.
Okay. Thank you so much for your response. Beate.
I have a question to Councillor Whalen. This on-demand bus service, which is probably a very great idea, but is the idea that one then takes a phone, scans a code, and then calls the bus, or is there something where you can just use a simple telephone number? Because honestly, I'm used to a different way of conducting bus services. For example, I use it actually going to Prague if I don't walk, but I had to figure out the time, so I had to go online, but it would, I don't know, is there anything that would help to just put up a little bus schedule? I mean, usually it doesn't change all this terribly, but even in a sophisticated world in which we live in, this is the easiest, because the people that really use it might not have this fancy cell phone, or maybe some tourists or whatever. I mean, or as a new student. So of course they have their phones, I understand, but it would have helped me often to actually use a bus, because that deters me from it. If I'm at a bus station and there is a plan and it says in blah, blah time, the bus comes and goes that way. So, and this was, for example, when we've been now in St. John's in Newfoundland, we used the bus service forever. And for the very reason of, it was clear to us, when is a bus going, where to, and we just hopped on, hopped off, and even asked the bus driver, but we knew it is there. We didn't have to wait half an hour or so, because we knew it comes. And just a little sign sometimes. I don't know whether it's a really good way to not have this, even for minor service.
Now, you're talking about the regular bus, not the on-demand. Is that correct?
Yeah, it could be even for the the on-demand is probably different. Yeah,
the on-demand is a little bit different, because you don't have to wait for a bus schedule. If you want to get, and you say you need it in half an hour, whatever the timelines are to get there, you know exactly when it's going to show up at your door. But that's a great idea. We can hopefully put that in. So what you're saying is, if we had on the bus stop, put the times that they will be available. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes.
Great idea.
This can change. I mean, it's just a piece of paper. I mean, we print so much these days, even though with computers. So just a piece of paper behind a little screen, as we had before, and it worked.
Some great ideas. We'll put that in recommendations, see what we come up with.
Yeah.
So simple too. Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Beate. Gloria, and then Carmen.
Hello.
Yes, Gloria.
Hi, a few recommendations. The first one, is it possible to have racks on the bus that carry more than 2 bikes?
I don't know the number, but I know we'll have bike accessibility. So
yeah. Well, when I take the bus, if I want to go with my family with bikes, we can't, because the only 2 buses will fit. 2 bikes will fit onto the rack.
Another good recommendation. I don't know what the maximum is, but we'll ask her that recommendation. So I've seen them, Carmen, I think you've seen them around too, have you? Especially down at the University Town?
I think Gloria's correct, though. I think there's a limit, though. You can only fit so many. Yeah, I would think it looks like 2 or 3, but I might be wrong.
Okay.
We'll find that out for you, Gloria, so to get the maximum that is available on the front of the bus. Like we had 3 or 4, maybe a half dozen, which would be great. Yes.
Okay, my next recommendation is when phoning in for bus information, I go online first, but sometimes it's just too complex. I just don't get it. And I often call wanting to speak to a person, and the first thing the person does is say, well, check online. And I say, yes, I've done that. And then it keeps going to, you can check online. This has happened so many times that I don't want to get angry, but the reason I called is because online I can't figure out. Often it's a transfer from regional to city, and then 2 city buses to get where I need to go. So I found sometimes the reps can be a little short-tempered.
So you're talking about St. Catharines Transit, correct?
All cities.
Okay. So good idea that the person's there live for a reason. Let them do their job. Go to the extent of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you.
And the third one, maybe to have a plan about when, let's say someone who is disruptive, let's say, for different reasons. This happened to me just recently, but it's happened before. someone gets on the bus, is disruptive, and the bus driver can't go anywhere. And then all the people on the bus are basically held hostage. And, we have places to go and shifts to get to. So maybe if there could be some kind of plan for when this happens as to what can be done for the people stuck on the bus while
Yeah, I'm
basically.
sure that should be an education for a policeman to show up. Sounds like it much needed. Why disrupt a whole bus if one person's causing havoc?
Yeah, I just see it happening more and more because there's, more, I just see more anecdotally on the streets.
No, I appreciate that recommendation. Thank you.
That's all.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Gloria. Carmen?
I just want to get back to something Beata brought up. And this pertains to me, not only students and old people. Well, I guess I'm old now, but I've got a flip phone with no data. So would I be able to still call on demand? Because I don't have any data at all. So.
Yeah, I believe it's a straight phone number as well as on my Carmen.
Oh, okay.
It's still in the introductory stage, but I believe that's the way it will end up.
Okay, so that would be my point, my statement or comment. Maybe this can all be advertised going forward, like once all the glitches are out. And going to from what Beata said about the scheduling and yeah, and I remember when I was younger, I thought there were scheduled sometimes posted at stops, but I can't. This is a long time. I'm talking back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, back then I believe we did have Carmen around town. Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. That's got the example from.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And so simple.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Carmen.
Any further questions? I'd like to make one comment just to support what Beate and Carmen just mentioned about scheduling and showing schedules. Next week, I'm going to have to leave my car at the mechanic. And so I can wander around for a couple of hours, but I thought I might take the bus.
Good.
And going online and then seeing the number to get from downtown St. Catharines back to Thorold, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to hang out downtown St. Catharines rather than even attempt to take the bus. So yes, I would like to support the idea it should be posted, and also that it needs to be much clearer for people to access information than it presently is. So
Yeah, that's appreciated, Mary Claire, especially when you come to Thorold town line, like so you have to take another bus and so on. This will simplify things. You have one bus line handling all municipalities.
yes,
So even more so.
thank you. And Beate.
Just the last note, this might even raise ridership, knowing for somebody who just decides, oh God, I have to go there and there. Oh, there is a bus stop. And then they hop in if it's easy accessible on the bus sign. Just saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You see, the more easy, like I said, Carmen says, you get to be a senior or have disability, even more so to make it more accessible to everybody. Makes a lot of
That's
sense. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Councillor Whalen, is there any further comments you would like to make to the committee?
No, other than Mary Claire, if anybody thinks of anything, please reach out to me. My number's on the regional website, or my phone number is listed there also. Please reach out to me. And they say we're introductories. This is a time that we can reach out and get things that we want here in Thorold. We've had inadequate bus lines because of not having our own bus line forever. So it'd be great to get one bus line for Thorold, whether it is an on-demand or a formal bus. So please reach out if you have any other comments or concerns.
All right, thank you very much, Councillor Whalen. Anyone else?
Thanks, Tim.
Any further comments
Thanks,
on this? Nope, we're all good. Okay, thank you so much.
Very clear. Do you mind if
Please.
I'm not on this committee. Do you mind if I interject when you get to the bicycle contest and when you get further on behalf of the Craig Union?
Oh,
then
yes,
figure out
certainly.
what you
Yeah,
do.
please remain. That would
Thank
be
you.
great if you did that.
Appreciate it.
So I'm gonna turn this to Karen. Karen's gonna speak with regard to the final account of the grade 6 bike education and safety.
Okay, so yeah, so I received the invoice. Everything's been paid in full. due to one of the schools not participating and a few less than what we anticipated at some of the other schools, the total came to $1,330. So that was well within the budget that we had initially proposed for it. And I know Dean had offered to cover us if we had that shortfall through his other groups, but thankfully that wasn't required. Mary Claire, I don't know if you want to bring up separately at a separate time about you had wanted to talk about reallocating.
Well, I think towards when we speak to motions later on.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, and so that, as Karen alluded to, there were, as the report from Heart Niagara indicated, again, we knew about the one school that was not going to participate, but at all the schools, there was less than 100% participation, both morning and afternoon. So they did have the scooters, and I shared with you, I had gone to Prince of Wales to get their feedback the day after it had taken place there, and spoke to a grade 6 student who was absolutely complimentary about the program, the takeaways, her ability to use a scooter, and also the fact that she got to keep the helmet, the bike helmet, at the end of their session. So many positives from the experience, and obviously from the email from the District School Board of Niagara, a lot of positives. But I know when the committee organizes and is called together in 2023, hopefully that will be something they look at and determine how they'll move forward if they choose to move forward with the grade 6 bike and safety education. So thank you very much. The next item is Niagara Region Active Transportation. Beate, is there anything you want to share with regard to the committee you sit on for the city of Thorold?
Yeah, I just picked out 2 things. They basically did a little bit an update about the continuation of some flyers and stuff. So the Young Cyclists Guide, that is a little booklet, which was actually, the people liked it when they could get hold of it, is no longer available as a hard copy. So we personally, our committee has still a few copies left, and I brought everything, all the materials and also these copies to Karen Ohm in the arena. Okay, so I dropped everything off, so there are some in there just to save. So if you ever need them, okay. And another thing is, which is actually quite positive, during the pandemic, there were a lot of pop-up bike lanes. Sometimes they closed a road over the weekend or on certain days. So, and worldwide, not just here, some of these pop-up bike lanes stayed on permanently or were allowed to continue on permanently, which is actually a good thing. So on over the back road and implying a few bike lanes, which is not bad. So that was one of the results of looking back at the situations we had. All right. Okay. And yeah, okay, that's it. Oh, right. I have something personal. I have to apologize. I have to leave 6:45 latest because we have a concert tonight, 7:30 downtown. So we have to head off then. Oh, so I apologize if I check out. Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your report, Beate. Social media. Rhiannon was not able to make this meeting. Karen, is there anything you wish to report with regard to social media?
Only that there hasn't really been much going out because of our new communications person. We're working on, well, she's working on trying to do the branding across the board. So it's going to take a little while to kind of get everything in place so that we can then start going forward with the same flavor of everybody's message. So our individual messages kind of like have been put on a standstill until we can get that next step going forward.
All right. Well, it was a wonderful idea. Dean, any comments? Nope. Okay.
Nope, fine.
All of a sudden you lit up, so I thought you were going to say something next.
Oh, I think I made some noise.
Oh, okay, very good. Karen?
Sorry, Mayor Claire, just wanted to make a comment on Beata has to leave early.
Yes.
You just may want to pick up the pace a little bit because if she
Yep.
leaves, we lose quorum.
Yes, okay,
Okay.
very good. Okay, thank you very much. We'll move to the motions, please. And Tim, when we get to the roundtable discussion, that's when we'll bring up the idea, the bike decoration at that time.
Sounds good.
So, Gloria, would you have your motion ready for a path to Niagara College?
You're on mute.
You're mute. You're muted.
I think I sent it in the chat. Did you receive it?
Oh, sorry.
I
Okay.
just sent it.
Okay.
I actually
There we
added
go.
another motion, if that's okay. I put 2 in there.
Okay. Can I don't know if I can open them. Okay, I've got lots of things going on here. Am
can
I
just
supposed to
leave
hit
it.
save? There's, am I supposed to hit save to see it?
Save.
When I hit it to open it, it didn't show me anything. It opened system 32.
Okay, maybe I should just share my screen.
Okay.
Do that.
Can you cut and paste the wording?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
I can't open it either.
No. Yeah, why don't you just speak it? Why don't you just tell us the 2 motions?
Okay, first one, that if possible, that TATAC endorses a multi-use trail like the one that leads to Brock University from the lift bridge at Glendale Avenue to Niagara College. And the
Okay.
reason many Thorold residents use the trail along the canal then need to walk or bike along a dirt path after crossing the lift bridge to get to Niagara College. We do have quite a few Thorold students going to Niagara College who have to use a dirt path to get to Niagara College.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's look at the first recommendation first. That, thank you, Gloria, very much for sharing them. That the Thorold Active Transportation Advisory Committee endorses that a multi-use trail like the one that leads to Brock University from the lift bridge at Glendale Avenue to Niagara College. Is this Thorold property?
No,
No, okay. But we would simply, in the spirit that this is a good idea to have happen.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if it could happen for Brock, it should happen to
Niagara
for
College.
Niagara College as well.
Okay, very good. Okay, any discussion on this motion? Okay, all right, so Gloria, you've made the motion. I think we should vote to see what the,
Mayor Claire,
yes?
sorry. I think this is something that maybe we could word it to like to ask council to direct to the region maybe, because it's, first of all, it would cross 2 municipalities because it would go through St. Catharines and Niagara on the Lake. And I believe that is a regional road.
Yes.
So
Okay.
something that maybe we could ask city council to or ask the mayor maybe to address to the region.
Good idea.
Okay, all right.
for support.
So with that, we would reword this to that the Thorold Active Transportation Committee recommend that the city of Thorold bring to regional council the suggestion of a multi-use trail from the lift bridge at Glendale Avenue to Niagara College. Would that be the wording we might be looking for? Gloria, your thoughts?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Karen, are you okay with that?
Yep, you know what, I'm just working kind of on a wording sort of thing. I can always send it out after the meeting and just make sure that it fits in still with what we're talking about.
Okay, all right. Okay, so Gloria, this is your motion, so it is moved by Gloria, right? Would that be correct? And seconded by, so we need a seconder. Who's gonna second it?
I
Dean
could
has
second.
seconded. Okay, Dean has seconded. Thank you, Dean. All right, and then Karen will work on the wording because she's absolutely right in the sense that we need to move along or we're going to lose quorum. The next one, that the Thorold Active Transportation Committee not endorse the destruction of the boulevard on Broderick, and we're talking about complete streets and that sort of thing. I don't know that I'm not sure. Well, some thoughts on that, everyone. Carm?
Yeah, I wanted to ask Gloria, Gloria, how did you hear about that? Was it in,
Oh, this committee,
meeting?
this committee from Sean
Oh.
Dunsmore.
Oh, did he say that?
There's
missed
About a year
Okay.
ago. Yeah, a good
Oh,
year ago.
yeah, I agree. They should not. That's probably the prettiest street in Thorold once they fix the road. I agree. Yeah, the boulevard, I don't see why. I think it would just be an extra cost, I think, and it is beautiful. And like you said, I would support that 100%.
Okay.
That's a great idea. I completely missed that point he made last year. Thank you, Gloria.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That being said, then the motion was put forward by Gloria. So it's moved by Gloria and seconded by Beate. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. So thank you, Gloria. Your two motions have been moved. Beate, the Thorold Pelham Railway Spur. You have to unmute.
Yeah,
Yep.
I just
Okay.
realized. Okay, thank you. TATAC recommends that the city of Thorold conducts an environmental study for the railway spur line to Pelham to develop a recreational path, e.g. packed gravel, to link the municipalities, Thorold, Pelham and Welland. And the reasoning behind this that is actually in the making since 2015 and 17. And this was at a time when we had all the municipalities on a table, by the way, including Welland, which unfortunately has ceased to have active transportation committee as far as I know. Yeah, so this is already sort of delayed, and we talked about money. We were meeting with them 3 times, and we talked about that Thorold has the bigger part. We know that, right? A much longer path.
Yes.
Going over to Pelham of this railway spur. It's actually most of it is in Thorold, but I think we should still keep it on our sideline.
Okay. All right. Thank you
Not
very
lose
much.
it.
Yeah. And we became aware of that. We can't move forward until an environmental assessment is done.
Yes,
Correct.
that was brought to us, so we recommend doing that as
Okay.
a motion.
All right. So this has been moved by Beate, seconded by me or Gloria, either one. All right. Certainly, we'd all love to see that move forward, and we need to get an environmental assessment for that to happen. So wonderful. Did anything come in from Rhiannon with regard to her motion? No? Okay, so we cannot comment on that. My motion is quite simple. We do have some monies left over, as Karen mentioned. We had $1,810 given to us from community grants. Dean, did you want to say something?
No, sorry, I'm just stretching.
Oh, okay. We had $1,810 given to us from community grants, as Karen mentioned. $1,330 was spent, leaving us some funds. We're getting to the end of our term with the municipal election coming up. My suggestion is following that the remaining community grant funds allotted to the Thorold Active Transportation Committee be used to fund bike racks for Beaver Dams Park. Moved by me. All right.
Mary Claire, can I interject? I know I'm not on the committee. Can I say a few words?
Could we continue with this and then after?
I
if you
want
don't
to speak
mind?
on this ask, if you don't mind.
Oh, before we, okay, thank you.
On this motion you're proposing?
Yes,
The BIA, before the work was done on Front Street, has, I think, about 40 bike racks with the Thorold symbol on it, or the emblem on it. They're in storage, I believe, somewhere. So it wouldn't take much to take them out of storage and put them in the bag. They're already made and they've got the Thorold crust and everything right on them.
okay,
So it might be worthwhile looking into those racks to see what happened to them.
okay, thank
Maybe
you.
BTA has it.
Beate?
Thank you very much for saying this, because we were asked where all the bike racks went that were downtown, and Sean Dunsmore said they are in storage, need to be painted. I mean, how tricky can it be to paint? We could volunteer painting them if that's the issue, but yes, thank you. So spread them around again, use them wisely, and no matter what, a little spray paint can't be the problem. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for your input. Karen?
Apparently Sean is supposed to be writing a report on that, regarding the costs involved, because they need to be powder coat painted because of the rust on them. Because
Okay.
they're metal, I guess, and they're rusted. So to make them so that they're safe, they have to be powder coat painted. So he's supposed to be bringing a report with the cost.
Okay, all right.
Back in the
thank you.
day, the BIA, when they looked at designing these, they were looking at about $500 or $600 a piece for them. And Thorold High School made these up for us for $65. They did a great job. So might be something worth looking into.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, the motion remains on the table. So we'll go back to that. I've moved a motion that the remaining funds given to Thorold Active Transportation be used to fund bike racks for Beaver Dams Park. Does anyone wish to second that motion? Thank you, Beate. All right. I think that's a good use of our funds. And I see we're getting down in time. So I'm keeping a very close eye on this, and I appreciate you staying. Councillor Whalen, we're now at the roundtable discussion. You wanted to mention about the bike decoration.
I just want to put my other hat on as CEO of the Thorold Credit Union that has done these bike contests for the last 14 years. So I can't believe that somebody put you through all the work. Being that we've done this for years, we've done the prizes, and sadly enough, we didn't get the go ahead quick enough to have it this year. Plus, it was a little inconvenient because we usually have it in front of the band shell where all the grass was dug up this year, so it wasn't really practical. But we are holding it on August the 12th, if anybody asks. So we're having it in conjunction with the car show, and we're doing a barbecue at the same time for community care. So we're just in introductory stage now, putting it all together, but that's the proposed date. This will be August the 12th in front of the credit union on top of Front and Sullivan.
Okay.
And again,
Thank you very much.
we'll have the monetary prizes as well as a goodie bag for everybody that participates.
Okay. Thank you very much for sharing that information. We appreciate that. At this time, our agenda has been exhausted unless there is anything else that someone would like to bring up to discuss. Okay. Therefore, nothing else to discuss. I'd like to, Karen has something. Yes.
Sorry, I think we may need to make another quick meeting to adopt these minutes so that they can go to council with the motions.
Okay.
Especially because of the one with the money in it.
Okay. So when are you suggesting this?
You tell me what would be good, because I do not have a date.
Okay. So it's gotta happen.
Very clear. Karen, can I interject for something?
Yes.
I just want to do an adjournment. Call another meeting right now and pass the minutes, say you're getting together again.
Well, that's what, yes. Yeah. We just have to come up with the date.
But do it right now, Mary Claire, right after this one. Adjourn this one, call another one to order and pass the minutes and then adjourn it again. You're only doing one thing. Then you won't have to meet again.
Oh, okay. Well, we're here.
Well,
Except Beate's got to leave in 5 minutes. So
just adjourn and then
Adjourn?
call the new one to order.
Okay. All right, it is 6:40 PM, the time of the adjournment. Thank you, Tim. That's a great idea. Our next meeting will take place at 6:41 PM on today's date, July 13th. Okay, all right. So Karen,
Okay,
we're now in a new meeting.
okay, called new meeting to order then.
Call the meeting to order at 6:41 PM.
And the agenda is to pass the minutes of the previous meeting.
The agenda is to pass the minutes of the previous meeting.
For motion.
Moved by Dean, seconded by Beate. Thank you so much.
And a vote to pass the minutes.
Okay, and that the minutes from the meeting held on July the, what is today's date?
13th.
July the 13th at 6:00 PM be approved. Moved by, thank you, Beate, your hand went up quick. Seconded by Gloria. Thank you very much. All right.
That's it.
And adjourn.
Okay, that meeting is now, this meeting is now adjourned. Actually, it hasn't changed the time. We'll say it's 6:42 PM.
And a mover and seconder.
Mover and seconder. Okay. Moved by Dean, seconded by Beate. Thank you so much.
I'm Gloria.
And Gloria, there you go. All right, excellent. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you for your participation. This has been a wonderful committee. And I have a great evening tonight, Beate. Enjoy your concert, everyone. We worked beautifully together. We accomplished a lot. And I wish you a wonderful evening. Thank you, Karen, for everything. Thank you, Tim, for your suggestion.
Mary Claire, on behalf of council, I want to thank you guys for all your hard work. Thank you so
Oh.
much. And Karen also, thank you, Karen, for putting up with us.
Great work over the last 4 years, everyone.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Tim.
It has been a pleasure.
Thanks for
everyone.
coming tonight.
Okay.
Tim. God bless everybody.
Thank you.
Take care,
Have a
everyone.
good evening,
We'll
everyone.
see you guys.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thanks. Bye-bye.